if you see this line here, right? You see this color difference right here? It's very subtle, but at this level, it diffuses the white. It doesn't look as straight white anymore, and it'll become really apparent once we add the color to this, which we will actually do right now. So we're gonna go like this. It looked like a spaceman. As you can see, it becomes very apparent right here. Right? It becomes very apparent that this kind of looks like a straight white edge, but it's not. And that's because if you look at this level, right? Okay, yeah. It's not diffused enough. But at the same time, I don't mind that. It does look like we have a bit of a problem that I think I can fix by doing that. I hope. Oh no. Alright, so we need to add a little bit of the geometry. So that it hides behind a little. And, ah, man, it just looks like we might actually have to create a separate... What's up, Coil Twitchbot coming in with the 100 biddies. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, my friend. Alright, so... there's a problem, because if we compare this to the original, it does look good, but the problem is I can't go as dark with the linear gradient. Maybe if I do a radial gradient. Maybe if it's a radial gradient. Radial. We want to flip that. So this one will be the dark, and this one will be the light. And then we'll have this switched. Yeah, boy. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. So we've got this little... So I'm going to do a cheat here. I'm actually going to do a cheat here because I want to create a shadow back here, but I don't want to dedicate it. I just draw art and be stupid. Like... I have my timing. Gotcha. Indeed, indeed. Indeed you do. I am trying to get this eye correct. And now we do a cheaty cheat. Put that in there. No, it needs to be black. Okay, and now we need to get rid of the outline. Because the outline is screwing up the, Ooh, no. What? Oh, I know what's happening. Okay, there we go. And then we'll have some white reticles. Okay, so it does look like we have some light direction coming from here, so let's go ahead and line that up. Um, I can say that about a lot of the games that I play DLC. Uh, just just regularly. I haven't played Pokemon in years. The last time that I played a Pokemon game was probably Pokemon Gold. And like nothing has stopped me. I just kind of lost interest. I don't know what it is. I absolutely love Pokemon. I just I seemingly lost interest in just the whole franchise. Which is funny because I remember saying as a kid, I'll never give you up, Pokemon. And I ended up giving Pokemon up. It's like, well, that was a lie. Well, hello there, Morphing. Thank you for the 3-month subscription. Morphing Red! And now we go back to chill. How are you, Morphing? Did you have a blast playing Shadows of Mordor? Because I know that's what you were playing. I am designing a emote for our lovely, lovely owl friend. I hope you are doing well. So I think this is starting to look pretty good. I think this is starting to look pretty good. I still have to add in the royal sash in the crown, but it's starting to come together. It's starting to come together. Oh my gosh, all my friends are here. It's fucking awesome. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. I mean, I took a colon cleanser, so we'll see how that experiment goes. But otherwise, I'm fantastic. Please help me. I'm scared. uh, yeah, we're just doing some art, bringing on the hype for the hypiest of waifus. We both know that's not true. I am not hype. Oh, Crennan coming with the fucking 10-minute. Let's fucking go. Okay, I just bit my own words. Now, focus on art. What is happening with the art? Come on, think. There we go. And it was perfect. It was perfect. Morphing, aren't you supposed to get some sleep, darling? I think you need to get some sleep. You know, sleep. Sleep is good. Does this look good at the, no. That does not look good. Alright, yes, yes, sleep is very good. Sleep is very, very good. Go to sleep, my darling. Go to sleep. Sleepy eyes. No, but seriously, I'm glad that you had a fun time playing Shadow of Mordor. Is that a chicken nugget? No, this is an owl. An owl is not a chicken. I think we will actually go with an outline here. It does seem to help it out a lot. Okay, let's look at the original. It looks good, but it also doesn't look good. It's weird. Alright. This needs to be brownish. Oh, that's because this is actually a linear gradient. Alright, so we need to get the face done. And for this, I'm actually going to be a little cheaty because I want to make sure that I'm not missing any holes. And now we get, oh, no, too intense. Now we start to get a more accurate outline. This, need to go to swatches, go with the diffused version of the white. And now we need to trace out our shadows. Every stream is bugging out for me. Arnie said it as well. So it just looks like the Twitch servers are crapping out. I guess they're probably doing network modifications. Which, if they're doing network modifications to actually improve streams, it's about damn time. But why do I have a sinking suspicion that this is not the freaking case? Hmm? Let's go ahead and grab that light color. And we shall put you on there and actually add you to Plutonic's palette. Come on. Yeah, it's probably not just it's probably all streamers right now. Huh. That seems a little okay. Yeah, it is a bit. It's a bit thick. Twitch is very stinky. Twitch does not like me. Keeps lagging out. Yeah, sounds about right. Of course, of course. It's like they heard they heard that I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a morning stream, and they're like, time to do the network updates. All right, so with this, no, just trying to see details when they have them so small. It's hard. Yeah, it is really hard to see details by the SR team. They try their best at doing pixel art. I'm not gonna say they're good, because that would be a lie. That if I thought their stuff was good, that would be me lying. Now this is gonna look horrible at first, but it's not in the right draw order, so give me a moment. They try their best, and that's what matters. Okay, so this is not in the right draw order. This actually needs to go below. And it does look like we can put a radial on it. So we'll go with radial. And we will disable that so that we can get a sampling, but I think we have this main color. We just don't have the darker version of it. And then if we re-enable that and turn off the stroke, alright, now we need to well, it does look like a hammer initially without seeing it in action. Oh, so I have not actually seen it in action. Okay, it'll become a lot more apparent. It's fun in battle. I enjoy seeing that fly in battle, Alpha Ring. But yeah, I hope the skins get better. Lessons learned in how to approach them for next time. I had to scroll to see the ring part with the shading. Ew. So I scrolled in and saw the lighter gray making it the boomerang shape. Yeah, yeah. With sprites, it's actually kind of difficult to pull that off. So that's really understandable. Where is that's the curve? Okay. We're gonna go with this, and it is in the wrong order. So we're gonna put you here. We're also gonna put you here. Now this up close, here's the trick with emotes. Because a lot of people go, ew, this looks horrible. And I agree, at this distance, it does look horrible. The trick with emotes is not to design it at this level, right? You have to go back. You have to go to the size in which you're actually going to see it. And this is the size you're going to see it, maximum. This is the maximum size you're going to see it. So so on stream, you might see it at like this level, right? And it looks completely different than when you're zoomed in. And that's the trick to designing a good emote is you have to have that in mind. You have to be able to expand and extrapolate what it's going to look like at 28 pixels even though you're working at 128 pixels because rarely will anybody actually see it at 128 pixels. Most people will see it really tiny. I actually have to follow a guideline here. We need this to be a darker color. So we will actually go with this. No one will ever see it, but that's actually kind of important. And then for the overall, we need this to be a linear gradient to follow the pattern of the lighting. So we'll do this, and this one will be the darker shade. And there we go. That looks a lot better. That looks a lot better at a distance. And that's the key to a good emote. It's not necessarily what looks good up close, it's what looks good at a distance. And that's actually key to sprite art too. If it doesn't look good at a distance, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good, period. All right. So now it's time to design the royal cloak. A royal cloak's going to be a little bit weird because I have to visualize how it's going to hang off of them. So we want a curve here to keep the highlight of his owl-like body. And then we want it to flow off of him. And then we have to actually cut it off, which is the weird, but this is the weird part. Another emote from Plutonic. I must attempt to have this. Well, this is if he approves of it. Um, Otherwise, it's got we talked about two potential emotes. The first one that I said is he should have a snooty emote. He should have a snooty emote because I think that a snooty emote would really fit his channel. Kind of like how I have the smug emote. Alright. So we actually need a new palette for this. So this is going to be awkward. Now with owl shoulders, we want it to resemble human shoulders, even though it's an owl. Yes, that one. Snooty owl. I can dig it. Yeah. Yeah, because he's got pretty much the repertoire. He's got the repertoire of what he needs. He just needs that one extra emote to complete the set. We've got 3 emotes in the talks, but 2 of them are definite wants. And this is one of the definite wants. Because he asked me my opinion, I'm like, you should have a snooty emote. Okay, so given how this is coming about, that means it's going to come out over here. So let's get a general shape down. And because his arm is like that, we'll do a follow path of his arm. Let's see. That's a really nice emote forming, Sineth War. I do like your patience in art. Well, when you're paid to do something, you take your time. Now, here's the most important to a royal cloak. And thank you for the kind words, folks. Of course. Of course, your full skin looks really good. I just didn't understand it. Like I didn't understand it. And sadly that's gonna be a hard selling point. Is I didn't understand it from the outset, so that's probably gonna be the problem that most people have with it. Is unless they can just see the Batman right off the bat, it's actually kind of hard to distinguish. But I mean, if your community loves it, that's ultimately what's important. So here's the thing about royal fluff, right? That white trimming, it's not like a fur coat. It's not just like um it's not just like uh a a big floof of fur. It's actually like a padded mat. And that's a huge, and you actually see that mistake in a lot of art. They make that mistake because there's, if you look at the older Viking and the Gaelic type of royal cloaks, they are very furry. They do have that floof on top of their shape. But if we're talking about when they started making crowns, that was actually a padded pelt for the most part. So it was actually quite flat. And that's a huge mistake a lot of artists make because they don't know their history. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of choice to edit if, and you are correct on the sales of it. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and make the base outline of it. And we want the padded melt to actually come off slightly, even though no one's going to see it at that distance. And then we will have a straight up um, cliff. And then we need to bring this part in slightly because they used to use a metal ball bearing to hold it in place. And essentially, that is what this is the overall shape of what the padded fur would look like. Now I need to go get a new palette And for that, I need to royal cloak. I need to go get a royal cloak. PNG. Images. Okay. Yeah, see, if you look here, you have this big fluff of a trimming here, and that's actually not how royal cloaks look. If you look here, it's more padded, right? It's more of a padded fluff than the poofy kind. And that's just a historical change that a lot of people don't know about inside of cloaks. It looks like PNG is not working. So, yeah. It's too dark. We'll go with this one. Yeah, we'll go this one. It's got more vibrant colors. So we'll just download that. And then, because of how Affinity works, we can create a palette from that image automatically. Now I like to have anywhere between 10 and 20 colors to mess with. And then instead of having it named download 14, we shall rename it to Royal Cloak Palette. And that way, it's nice and uniform, and we can begin to edit the outline to match the cloak. So we shall go with a lighter color and a slightly darker color for the center. And then for the underlying mass, we will actually go with a linear gradient. We do need to... Oh, we can't edit the outline because the outline will... the outline is uniform, so we can't edit that outline. So we're going to do this. Match up the angle of the shade, which will have a darker shade for the back and a lighter shade for the front. And then we will turn off the stroke. And as you can see, it looks decent. Now we do need to edit the shape because we are not fully getting the roundness. Now I'm going to take an artistic approach here, and I'm actually going to make this a black outline. Even though it will not look right, it is better for Twitch. Because when you scroll out, it becomes very apparent, right? It becomes apparent that there is a separation there. It becomes very apparent that there's a separation there. Even though, like, on the actual image, it doesn't look very good. On to the next adventure. You are very correct about this. You are very, very correct about this. Now we're going to do a cheaty cheat, and we're going to duplicate. Let's go ahead and reverse this and turn it, shorten it. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this stroke just like we did the other one. We do need a linear gradient. But we are actually going to go a little bit lighter. See if you notice we still have to follow this linear gradient. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the color, and then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to increase the light levels by like 20 points. What you do? No. Okay, I guess we got to go with 66. There we go. 66 is too much. So we'll go with 56. Just a little bit later. Okay, maybe a little. No, it's got to be that light. It's got to be that light. What does that look like at a distance? That looks good. That looks good. Let's just decrease the distance between those. Now we need to edit the shape so that it actually looks normal. So we definitely want that to go out a little bit more. And we are going to make this follow the outline of his body without actually seeing it by going like this. And then we will actually move both of these inwards at a slightly different angle. That way it's more tight. And you see it's starting to come in, it's starting to come together. Now we could be cheap and we could just make it like a straight line, and I think I'm actually going to do that for this left side, even though I don't want to. I think it'll ultimately look better. Yeah, it does. It does look better. Okay. And now we just need to make the crown. Alright, so we're going to save this. I'm surprised that Wrath isn't up yet. Let's see. Oh, I need to go into my files. And then Twitch, clients, Plutonic. Okay, now I'm gonna cheat a little. It got big. Cinewar, and thank you too, good sir. I guess I don't really know what you're trying to do. I thought you were trying to get all of the dark brown and like the recolor something. I was, and then sometimes you gotta realize when it's not worth the effort. Sometimes you just gotta accept it when it's not worth the effort. And I think this looks really good. Like if we zoom out on this, it actually looks really freaking good. So I think we can call this officially finished as an emote. And that's why I didn't want to put too much effort into the recoloring of it, is because the focus is not the crown. The focus is the expression of the owl. So I'm adapting a crown that I made before as a pictorial gift to add to the aesthetic of this. Technically, I could change this later on and improve the crown, but this is early concept art. And if he likes it, he likes it, but he's buying the emotion as an emote. He does not own the crown once he buys the emote. He owns the emote in its entirety. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand about copyright is unless I sign the artistic rights of this over to him, he is essentially just buying a license of usage. And the common concept of And he will own this emote, right? But he will not own the parts of the emote until I legitimately say you own this emote in all of its properties. And for me to do that, I would hand him the files itself and then delete them from my computer. And if that was the case, I would then remodify this crown so that it's not like the coffee ground, so that it's its own copyrighted work.